At this time, we're going to prepare to begin our ceremony. Again, if you haven't done so, if you could silence any electronic devices.
All officers, attention!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Officer Rebecca Vermeulen. On behalf of San Antonio Police Chief William McManus and the San Antonio Police Department, welcome to our annual Police Memorial. At this time, please stand for the presentation of colors, presented by the San Antonio Police Department's Honor Guard, and the national anthem to be sung by the San Antonio Police Department's Blue Line Choir.
Present! Arms!
Please direct your attention to the flags behind the memorial wall.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red flag of bursting in air, it proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Order! Arms! Parade! Rest!
Please remain standing as Police Chaplain Javier Basadua gives the invocation.
Good morning, everyone. Let us pray. Lord, we meet today to honor the bravery and sacrifice of those who lay down their lives in the service of others, and the support of the families who suffer loss. Help us, God, to focus on that which enable us to keep us going. Remind us that the time will never erase memories, and that for a moment we're not alone. As we sit here together, we give thanks for the times we had with our loved ones, both the ups and the downs of living life. But most of all, we're grateful for the love which is stronger than death. Help us to bear our sorrow without bitterness, to look forward slowly, one day at a time, and to gain comfort from those who can help us at ease our pain. Be with us now as we encourage and support each other by blessing this assembly of families, friends, and officers with your peace and love. Amen.
Please be seated. I would like to take this time to thank our city leaders for being here today, including Mayor Ron Nuremberg, City Manager Eric Walsh, and Deputy City Manager Maria Villagomez, along with our City Council members who are here with us today. We also want to take this time and remember Mr. Red McCombs, who funded this memorial courtyard and who was a longtime supporter of the San Antonio Police Department. We also want to give a big thank you to Mr. Speedy Gonzalez, Vice President of Operations for Red McCombs. To all law enforcement agencies and first responders joining us today from various departments, local, state, and federal agencies, we thank you for being part of our memorial ceremony. Please stand to be recognized. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you. At this time, it is my honor to introduce you to our department head, Chief of Police, William McManus.
Good morning, everyone. In 1962, President John F. Kennedy signed a proclamation which designated May 15 as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which that date falls as Police Week. In 1994, President Bill Clinton signed an amendment to President Kennedy's public law that directs the flag of the United States on all government buildings be displayed at half-staff on May 15, National Peace Officers Memorial Day. Each of the officers that we are here today to honor answered a higher call to serve their community. We will forever remember our fallen heroes that made the ultimate sacrifice.
Thank you, Chief. Our guest speaker for this year is Congressman Tony Gonzalez. Republican Tony Gonzalez knows firsthand how having no hope can lead a young person to two paths in life. He was abandoned by his father when he was 2 months old. At age 7, Tony and his mother sought refuge at a battered women's shelter, and Tony was raised by his grandparents in San Antonio, Devine, and Campwood for much of his youth thereafter. At 18, Tony's beloved grandfather passed away, and that led Tony to leave high school and enter the Navy without a high school diploma and without even knowing how to swim. Tony also understood that having a good education was essential, and though he entered the Navy without a high school diploma, he went on to earn his diploma, his graduate certificate from Georgetown University, a master's in international relations from American Public University, and is a PhD candidate in international development with an emphasis on security studies and international politics at the University of Southern Mississippi. Tony rose to the Navy's highest rank of Master Chief Petty Officer, an accomplishment that less than 1% of enlisted individuals achieve. And during Tony's 20 years in service, he deployed multiple times in support of combat operations in Iraq, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Afghanistan, Operation Enduring Freedom, and in support of regional security operations throughout Asia. Tony also served as a Department of Defense Legislative Fellow in U.S. Senator Marco Rubio's office, where he provided essential contributions to the Senator's defense, foreign policy, and intelligence portfolios. Tony is active in his hometown community of San Antonio, where he and his wife Angel live and are raising their 6 wonderful children. Tony represents the 23rd District of Texas, which covers more than 800 miles of the southern border, the largest border district in the country, larger than 30 states, and has 2 time zones. Tony is serving his 2nd term in Congress and serves on the House of Appropriations Committee and Homeland Security Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Congressman Tony Gonzalez.
It's great to be here today. Today is really about us. It's about us remembering those that have done so much, and also remembering that we live in a pretty special place. It's great to see the mayor here. It's great to see the city manager here. Chief McManus has become a good friend. All the city council members. I mean, we live in a very special place, and the world is turned upside down, but it's not turned upside down in San Antonio. And that is very evident here today. We honor those. We never forget those. And it's not only about the men and women in service, it is about our families. Long after people are gone, it is about our families. And we live in a community filled with nothing but patriots and nothing but servants. I see it everywhere I go. I mean, you see it here today. We will always serve in some form or fashion, and that is very clear with the city that we have. And we have to make sure that our city remains this place, that it remains this beacon of hope, that it remains special, and that we also do not forget the men and women that have paid the ultimate sacrifice to keep our communities safe, to make sure that we thrive, to make sure that lawlessness doesn't grow amok. We have to make sure that we continue to show up in good times and in not so good times. And we have to fight back against all the nonsense and make sure San Antonio remains this wonderful, beautiful place that everybody comes together, that everybody fights for these different things. I think back to my time in the military. I spent 20 years in the military. And there are moments in your life that stay with you. And this is one moment that has stayed with me. When I think of an officer, when I think of somebody that is going to run to the fire, this is what I think of. I was on a ship. I've been in the Navy 13 years by now, and I was a senior chief. I was pretty senior at that point, but I'd never been on a ship before. And I was part of the advanced team. It's called SRF Alpha, Security Response Force Advanced. And what I got to do on that was essentially, if something happened on the vessel, I was going to be part of the team that responded. Well, what they didn't tell me is I was going to have the opportunity to be OC sprayed. Okay, and OC spray is a lot like riot control spray times 1,000. I've done a lot of things in life, but I've never been OC sprayed. And so they spray you with OC spray, and then you essentially have to go through this obstacle to make sure that you can handle it. And I saw a guy that was 6'4", as big as can be, chiseled out, get hit with that OC spray. He takes one step forward, and then he immediately turns around and bails out, right? And he ends up hitting a pole. It was actually a very funny scene. And he goes down, right? The biggest guy in the group, I will go first. He gets knocked down. I immediately go, I'm going to go second because I'm not going to be tortured watching everyone else go next. I get hit with OC spray. My left eye immediately gives out. It's gone. My left eye is a weak eye, clearly. And I go through it, gut it out. It was absolutely terrible. And then later on, I saw this young woman, 5 foot, weighed absolutely nothing. She gets hit with that OC spray, and she fought through faster than anyone, harder than anyone. I tell you that story because service and those running to the fire and those fighting in the trenches, it's never who you think it is in some cases. It's those people that just have this innate ability to respond, that they're going to respond no matter what. And that's what our city has. Our city has the ability that good times, bad times, we are going to respond. And it is never going to be who you think it is. I want to close with this. I want to close with thank you to all the families that have given so much to our city, to our state, to our country. I'm just so very grateful for it. Being a father of 6, I think about my family all the time. And our city is about our families. How do we protect our families? How do we make sure our families remain safe, that we remain prosperous, that we do all these things, that our children go off and have more accomplishments that we could ever dream of? And a big part of that is the men and women that put on the uniform and pay the ultimate sacrifice. And while they may be gone, their families are not. And today is about honoring our families and everybody that has had someone in service And I guarantee this city there is not one person you don't know that doesn't have somebody in service. Whether it's a firefighter, whether it's a police officer, whether it's military, sheriff, doesn't matter. We are a community of servants, brave, honorable people that when that fire happens, when that tragedy happens, we don't turn around and run out the door. We run to the fire. And I'm very honored to be here today. Thank you to all the families for everything that your family has done to keep our community safe. And I'm grateful for it. God bless everybody. God doesn't put more on your plate than you can handle. And many of us have had different paths, very difficult situations. But God has put us on this path for a reason, different reasons. But I think this is something that's important to the city of San Antonio. Grateful to be here today. God bless everybody, and y'all say well.
Thank you. Our Family Assistant Officer Program was formed many years ago. FAOs are a group of volunteer officers that respond and assist our SAPD families whenever an officer is seriously injured or killed. At this time, I invite Family Assistance Officer Arturo Hernandez to read the Tree of Life. Family Assistant Officers Antonio Alvarez and Detective Victoria Jimenez will then read the Roll Call of Honor.
Good morning. The living tree was planted in 1988 and stood only 7 feet tall when it was planted. Now, as you can see, it towers over the plaza. It's a living symbol that includes the 62 plaques bearing the names of our fallen heroes. It symbolizes the constant strength and vitality of the San Antonio Police Department. The plaza acts as both a calendar and a clock. Each quadrant of the plaza is a month, and each concentric ring marks an hour of the day. Like a sundial, the passage of time is marked by the moving shadow of the tree around the plaza. Each memorial plaque fixes a special moment of transition in time of an officer fallen from the department, much like a leaf fallen from the tree.
All officers, attention!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I will begin the roll call of honor with the names of our brave heroes. Assistant City Marshal Frederick Fieldstrup, in the watch, May 29, 1857. Patrolman Van Ness Wells, September 22, 1867. Policeman Solomon White, September 24, 1873. Patrolman William Lacey, November 29, 1900. Special Police Officer Miguel Cantu, November 20th, 1907. Motor Police Officer Alfred Victor Bonnet, February 26, 1913. Patrolman Charles Arts, March 30th, 1913. Motor Police Officer Robert Harris, August 13th, 1916. Motor Police Officer Frank East, June 10th, 1917. Patrolman Joseph Pedraza, October 6th, 1924. Chief of Detectives Sam Street, September 11th, 1927. Detective Robert White, November 10th, 1927. Motor Police Officer Louis Grove, March 22nd, 1930. Patrolman Theodore Boynton, July 29th, 1930. Motor Police Officer Raleigh Taylor, December 25th, 1930. Patrolman Peter Scrivano, May 28, 1931. Detective Henry Perro, December 11th, 1933. Patrolman John Stowe, December 3rd, 1936. Motor Police Officer Agnell Edwards, January 16th, 1937. Motor Police Officer Earl Canning, December 23rd, 1938. Patrolman Julius Alberson, December 4th, 1941. Motor Police Officer Frederick Koblenz, November 8th, 1942. Detective Michael Ellis Jr., May 11th, 1944. Police Investigator Otto Hillcock, October 18th, 1945. Patrolman Winston Culpepper, September 11th, 1954. Patrolman Richard Cuellar, August 2nd, 1968. Patrolman Guadalupe Martinez, September 4th, 1970. Patrolman Antonio Canales, May 18th, 1972. Patrolman George Jacobs, January 14th, 1973. Patrolman Russell Spanigal, June 30th, 1973.
Patrolman Harry Brackman, June 27, 1974. Detective Investigator James Anderson, July 1st, 1975. Police Officer James Bennett Jr., September 13, 1975. Police Officer George Copeland III, September 13, 1975. Police Officer Eloy Gonzalez, August 15, 1977. Detective Investigator Bernabe Salazar Jr., November 16, 1978. Police Officer Gilbert Ramirez, December 24th, 1983. Police Officer Edwin Gorel, July 5th, 1988. Police Officer Antonio Garcia, December 4th, 1988. Police Officer Patricia Calderon, December 27th, 1988. Police Officer Gary Williams, March 27th, 1989. Police Officer Roger Henry, April 13th, 1990. Police Officer Douglas Gabley, April 20th, 1991. Police Officer Rondo Cisco, September 22nd, 1992. Police Officer Fabian Dominguez, January 15, 1995. Police Officer Michael C. McInnes, August 28, 1995. Police Officer Oscar Perez, March 24th, 2000. Police Officer John Riojas, February 3rd, 2001. Police Officer Hector Garza, March 29, 2001. Police Officer Juan Morales, December 11, 2001. Police Officer John Wheeler, October 14, 2005. Police Officer Valentin Lopez, June 21, 2006. Detective Mario Moreno, September 21st, 2007. Police Officer Robert Davis, December 1st, 2008. Police Officer Sergio Antion, October 29, 2010. Police Officer Stephanie Ann Brown, March 15, 2011. Police Officer Edric Mokhtar, December 29, 2012. Police Officer Robert Bobby C. Decker Jr., December 20th, 2013. Detective Benjamin Marconi, November 20th, 2026. Police Officer Miguel Moreno III, June 30th, 2017. Police Officer Joseph Anthony Cisneros, February 1st, 2021. Police Officer David Evans, February 25th, 2022.
Please direct your attention to the memorial flag guarded by an honor guard officer. This flag resides in the training academy as a reminder to all officers, present and future, of the sacrifices made by others in our department. The memorial flag is currently adorned with 62 ribbons listing the names of every San Antonio police officer who has given the ultimate sacrifice defending our community.